Live show with you this afternoon, and I have got a legendary artist on the telephone with me this afternoon. I have got Grammy Award-winning John Berry. John, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, doing great. The good Lord's blessed us with a beautiful day after a lot of rain last night, and it's just turning out real good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And I know that things going real good for you. I saw where you are celebrating 30 years of the big monstrous hit, Your Love Amazes Me. I tell you, it doesn't seem like, in all truthfulness, John, it doesn't seem like 30 years ago to me. How about you? How about to you?
Well, it doesn't seem like it to me. And then I look online at a video that just posted on my website of an interview I did with a young man at an event the other day in South Carolina. And I saw at first the camera was on him, and then the camera turned to this old man that he was talking to, and the old man sounded like me. And I looked at that picture and I went, man, when did that happen?
Well, I understand. I was looking earlier, just the past few days where I had, grew a beard from a goatee into the beard, and I was thinking, man, it's like all gray now. There's nothing, no black left or darker colors, and so it catches up with us. But I tell you what, that song has, well, it's one of those that honestly, from a radio standpoint and just a fan standpoint, I mean, it's a classic. And I know that I'm sure you were very thankful to come across that one. Now, is that one that you wrote yourself, or is that one that you somebody else wrote?
That was written by Chuck Jones and Amanda Hunt Taylor.
Oh, wow.
Just two fine writers. I've got to be very good friends with Chuck. He and I wrote a number of songs together over the years, and just a blessing to have gotten to record that song. Several people had recorded it before me, but never released it as singles, and never ended up being on their records. And it just, here in Nashville, people say that songs have a way of finding who's supposed to sing them. And I believe that's true.
Oh, absolutely. And that song too, and I know you're a Christian, and I know you're very vocal about your faith, and I thank you for that. But I know that song not only can resonate in many ways of thinking about your partner and your spouse, your relationships, but also even the relationship with the Lord. So that song really can go both ways. And so I'm sure glad that such a great voice as yourself got a hold to that one. And I tell you that, of course, I don't know what you've got on tap to do on June the 5th, but if folks want to come hear you live, they have got a couple of big opportunities. Of course, CMA Fest is coming up, and the annual Country for a Cause is happening once again at 3rd and Lindsley on June the 5th. Doors opening at 5, and you're once again a part of that big lineup. And also another big event that I cover each year, and that's Sunday Morning Country coming up on the 9th, and that's going to be over at the Grand Ole Opry House with Brenda Lee hosting, and you're also a part of that huge event. Of course, Country for a Cause, I think, back hosting this year. We've got T.G. Shepherd and Kelly Lang. They're always awesome to be there. T.G., of course, a legend himself, and what a lineup. I mean, you're going to be there that night with, just to name a few folks besides them, Lee Greenwood, Crystal Gale, Lacey J. Dalton, John McEwen, of course, of Nitty Gritty Dirt Band fame, and even making an appearance, which is a rare appearance, well, certainly for Lacey J. as well, might I add, but Terry Gibbs is going to be on the show, so how about that? So many great folks are going to be a part of that, and that's just kind of the starting of it, but I just know that that's a big event that you've been a part of before, and certainly I know folks are looking forward to it. So, John, tell us, each year it seems like you're always there to lend a hand, man. It seems like you're a part of these events to help folks, and I really appreciate that. So tell us a little bit about your involvement with Country for a Cause.
Well, it's just, I've done it for a couple of years, and been there. They asked me to sing. TJ and Kelly asked T.G. Shepherd, Kelly Lang asked me to be a part of it, and I'm not going to turn that down for anything. People have been so kind and generous to me. and I've had my share of health struggles through the years, and some of them more known than others. So anytime I can precipitate that, and I'm so grateful that people answered when people called, and they came to help me. People, they called me now to call and maybe be a part of something to help others. I'm in. So
wow. Well, we thank you for that, because this event truly has helped so many people. Of course, the Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital and so many great organizations have been helped by this and are helped by this, and our buddy Scott Sexton puts it on each year, and it just seems like this event keeps growing and growing. And I tell you, if it keeps going like this, I know Third and Lindsley's a great venue, but they may have to get somewhere bigger, because it seems like the lineup just gets bigger each year.
They pack it out now.
Oh, man, that's for sure. And my wife, Sandra, and I were there a couple of years ago, and, of course, you came out and did a few songs, and including Your Love Amazes Me, and then, of course, at Sunday Morning Country. And now, of course, the Sunday Morning Country event, that's a benefit for the Music City Christian Fellowship, and, again, a great organization that you have helped out quite often. And I know that you usually go out there and of course, we'll do a gospel song at those events. And if I recall correctly, haven't you maybe done an a cappella song or there before, maybe, or sometimes it would even go out without music and do something?
Sometimes people ask me to do, and at odd times they'll ask me to do a whole holy night.
Oh, wow.
I'll sing that a cappella or something.
Well, you know what? I have to say, and I'm not just saying this because I'm talking to you right now on the phone, but two of the best versions of Oh Holy Night that I have ever heard in my life come from two people. One would be Martina McBride. The other would be John Barry. And so definitely, and maybe I'm remembering back to you doing, maybe I heard you on the Opry one time, maybe doing an a cappella version of Blessed Assurance or something. But anyway, I know that and maybe the Lord's Prayer. You've done so many songs over the years, and of course incorporate your faith in that. And if you would, John, just share with us a little bit about your faith, and certainly that's something you've never hid, and how your faith has played a role in your music, because I know you've put out, a gospel project or two as well. So let us know a little bit about how your faith plays a role in things.
Well, it plays a role in everything.
Amen.
I don't think I could get out of bed in the morning without the help of Christ. I'm telling you. But the fact that we have a God who loves us so much, that He would send His Son to die on a cross to make a way for us. To imagine that, to absorb that whole concept, is quite humbling, and it should be quite humbling. And I have, in recent days, I have found myself being more resistant to sin and temptation, just knowing how the whole fact that Christ went through when he went through what He went through for me to forgive me of that sin, and I continue sinning. Really?
Right.
Are you still doing that, John? Can you please ask His help to let that go? You might not be able to let it go on your own. It might be something, a bad habit or affliction or an addiction or whatever. But you can't ask Him for help to fight that and let that go. And so it's just an amazing thing that we have. Like I said, have a Creator who loves us as much as He does, that He would do that for us. And so, just trying to live my life for Him, walk the path He's given me, understanding that trials that may come along in my life, as long as I'm walking the path that He has me on, those trials that are in my path were there because He allows them to be in that path, to be in that pathway. And I have to trust and know that He will see me through them.
Yes, amen. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And, you mentioned some health issues. Going way back, of course, if I recall correctly, maybe back in the early 90s, I know you had to have a surgery. Was it an aneurysm, a situation there or something? I know you had to have like emergency surgery or something.
I had a keloid cyst in the middle of my brain.
Oh, wow.
And I had surgery for it. The Day Your Love Amazes Me was my first #1 record.
Oh, how about that? And
Yeah.
praise God, 30 years later, you're still here to celebrate it and sing it. So God obviously wasn't done with you. And then, of course, over the years, been a couple of cancer situations that, I mean, I remember one night I was performing at a benefit in Nashville, and I had found out that, you know, you had cancer to come up, and Doug Supernall, and I requested prayer for both of you guys, and of course the Lord's brought you through that, and you know, it's just obviously He's got His hand on you, and He's got work still for John Berry to do, because I tell you, we need voices like you in the music world today. You know, and nothing against the new artists, nothing against the folks that are out there making the music, but I mean, hey, you know, I know 90s country, it's made a resurgence, but man, we still love some John Berry, and we love to hear those classic hits and new stuff as well. And that's why folks, they continue to flock and come to these shows and pack them out to hear great artists like yourself. And I've got to ask you, John, now, is your singing, did you ever take voice lessons, or did this just come natural, or how did it happen for you?
Well, I grew up singing in church like a lot of us did, and just as a matter of fact, it took me a long time to finally get over singing. Yeah. And because you know, in gospel music, you kind of sing each note and you hold it out till the chord changes. You know?
Right.
And it took me a long time to unlearn that. And but it's I've always loved it. My mom had a lovely voice, and my sister as well. My brother was an opera singer for many years.
Oh, wow.
He was an opera singer. I was an opera singer.
I like that. Oh, that's great, man. Well, you definitely have that natural God-given gift. And again, we're going to let folks know about the couple of big shows coming up here in just a moment. But I got to ask you real quick, for any new John Berry music, have you got anything on the horizon, or is anything currently out?
We're kicking some ideas around about doing a new recording, but we do have a new single coming out. It's a song I recorded a few years ago, but we never released it. It's a song called The Richest Man.
Oh.
And we're releasing it at times leading up to, the month of May, leading up to Father's Day in June. And it's a song I wrote about my father. My father was not a wealthy man, but he was the richest man I ever knew.
Oh, wow. We will definitely look forward to hearing that and playing that.
I wrote with Will Robinson and Liz Hingber, two fine songwriters. And it was a real honor to write it with them. And there's a video you can find on YouTube for The Richest Man. That's a lyric video, and but the single's gonna drop. It'll be coming out on CDX and going out to all the stations here in just a week or so.
Wow, we'll be looking forward to that. That's awesome. The Richest Man. Look forward to that. And again, we want to say for folks that want to see John Berry live, you need to go June the 5th, 3rd in Lindsley, Nashville, Tennessee. Of course, the big benefit that happens yearly, the Country for a Cause, and we're talking about a huge event with John, T.G. Shepherd, Kelly Lang, Lee Greenwood, Crystal Gale, Chapel Hart, John McEwen, Lacey J. Dalton, Terry Gibbs, and the list goes on. And it is going to be a huge show. And then, of course, coming up as well, the big show in Nashville at the Opry House on the 9th with the Sunday Morning Country to benefit Music City Christian Fellowship. And again, that's going to be huge with Brenda Lee hosting, and John is well going to be a part of that, as will the other John McEwen and Larry Gatlin, the Isaacs, and William Lee Golden, the Goldens, and so many more on that show as well. And so we encourage you folks to go get tickets. You can go to get tickets. 3rd in Lindsley, again, is where this event's going to take place, and you can get online and follow the link at Country for a Cause to get your tickets. And by the way, they, from what I understand, could be close to selling out. You may want to get those ASAP. And then over at the Sunday Morning Country, again, this one of the biggest lineups they've had in years. So again, you may want to go ahead and get those tickets as soon as possible. Go to Opry.com for those. John, we truly appreciate you giving us a call today and chatting with us, and it's always an honor when I get to see you at these events and shake your hand and chat with you a few moments. And I look forward to seeing you here in a few weeks. And I just certainly pray for you and your wife and you guys and your ministry and career. And just thank you for 30 years plus of great music.
Well, I appreciate that. If some of our viewers don't have plans for Saturday, May the 18th in the evening, we're going to be here in Gallatin, Tennessee at Triple Creek Park.
Oh.
We're setting up a free show out there. Got a couple of friends, some local singers, songwriters, and Elaine Roy from the Roys.
Oh, yeah, I know Elaine.
A few songs. And so we'll have a good time. It's a free thing. Anybody can come. No ticket involved. Just come out. Maybe go to johnberry.com or watch my Facebook page, Facebook John Berry Music. There'll be ads on there and show them where it's at and who all's going to be there. I think they're going to have the city of Gallatin get behind it, and there'll be food trucks and odds and ends. So they're going to try to make a big a deal as we can. Some of us kind of came up kind of last minute, but we got about 3 weeks to promote it and push it. And it's just a nice Saturday evening in the park.
Well, you know what, John? That just gave me the perfect place because my wife Sandra and I are both big fans of yours, and our anniversary is May the 19th. So I have a feeling we're going to have a special anniversary night on the 18th, spending it with you guys. So that sounds awesome.
I'll sing Your Love Amazes Me just for the two of you.
Hey, that sounds great. God bless you. We're looking forward to it. I'll look forward to seeing you on the 18th and seeing you in June as well.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. Thanks now. God bless you, John.
You too, pal.
Bye-bye.